Hi everyone. This is an activity all about building and making numbers. It's targeting pretty much all age levels, primarily for the younger ones, then gradually working our way up to the older children, but mainly for sort of like grades foundation up to 1 and grade 2. So it's all about building numbers like, for example, knowing that 8 is not just 8 ones, it's a 5 and it's a 3, it's a 4 and a 4, it's a 6 and a 2. It's breaking numbers up into smaller components and seeing the parts that make up numbers. Then it extends on to making 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers, and even up to 4-digit numbers. It's very open, but the whole focus is all about understanding that numbers aren't just ones. They can be made up of tens, ones, hundreds, the whole work. So, hope you enjoy this. So here's some activities we can use with our place value number board. So I've just got a few counters here, and I've got my board here, and you can see the makeup. It's got the hundreds, the 0 to 1000 in hundreds. I've got 0 to 100 counting by tens, and then I've got 0 to 10 counting by ones. So here's what we can do. For example, a simple thing could be just starting with make 3. I could put a counter on 3. I could make 5, for example. Simple. Make 0. So it's just getting familiar, and it's an idea to start with the lower numbers before getting too complicated and making hundreds and thousands. So just think of different ways of making numbers here. So I made 3 with just one counter. Now, I wonder if I can make 3 with 2 counters. So I could go 1 plus 2. That makes 3. Can I make 5 with 2 counters? Well, there's 5. Well, if I just put one counter there, that's using one counter to make 5. What if I said 4 plus 1? What if I said 3 plus 2? And already the children might be able to see patterns with the way I did that. 4 plus 1, 3 plus 2, and so on. Can I make 9 with 2 counters? So I could do 8 plus 1, I could do 7 plus 2, and so on. There's a number of ways. So the bigger the numbers are, the more ways we can make them. Like for example, how many ways could we make 4 with 2 counters? So they're very open questions that lead to a lot of discovery. What about 2-digit numbers? Let's make 30. There we go. Make 40. There we go. Make 10. There we go. What about if we tried things like make 80, there we go. Now make 80 with 2 counters. Well, going back to, I know that my 4 and 4 made 8. What if I said 40 and 40? So I can stack them as well, 40 and 40. I could go 30 and 50. So we're breaking numbers up into other parts with the partitioning. What about if I said make 90 with 2 counters in different ways? How many ways can I make 90 with 2 counters? Let's move it around. 10 plus 80. I could make 50 plus 40, and so on. We can move up to 3-digit numbers. Once again, I wouldn't encourage speeding this up beyond the children's level of understanding. Get them to know how to do it first before we start to extend. Make 300. Make 500. Make 800, and so on. Make 300 with 2 different counters. Like you do 100 plus 200. Make 900 with 2 counters. I could do 800 plus 100, and so on. Now, we've made single-digit numbers up to 10. We've made numbers up to 100, numbers up to 1000. We could make any numbers now. Can we make 23 with, let's just say, 2 counters? You might go 20 and 3. What if I said 23 with 3 counters? 20, 21, 22, 23, and so on. What if I said make 35 with 2 counters? 30 and 5. Make 35 with 3 counters. I could have 32, 33, 34, 35. How many ways can we make 42 with 3 counters? And so on. It's very open. We can have very closed questions. We can have very open ones. We could do things like using the least number of counters to make a number. For example, you might say, what's the least number of ways of making 50 with 2 counters? What's the least way of making 50 with 2 counters, and so on. Change the numbers. What if you said make 15? So I might have 10 and 5. That would make 15. I could make it over there if you like. 10 and 5 makes 15. I could ask my partner, how would I make that 12? How would I make that 20? What would I do to make that 13? What would I do to make that 8? We need to change the counters. So there's a lot of things we can do with this. Build it up. We can make 30 a number of ways. I could just do 30 like that. I could do 30 like this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I could make 30 like this. I could have 10, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. So there's a number of ways you can play this, change things, build numbers, and see how numbers are all made up of combinations of other numbers.